Okay, so have you ever been in a meeting, someone starts talking about AI, and you just kind of not nod along?
Like you totally get it.
Right, like machine learning, neural networks, all that jazz.
Hmm.
Today, we're breaking it all
Or
down.
more pretending.
We're doing a deep dive into AI, and our trusty guide is this Harvard Business Review book, AI Basics for Managers.
Your AI crash course without the tech headaches.
Exactly. It's all about practical advice for managers, even if you don't know an algorithm from an antelope.
Because let's be real, AI used to be this tech industry thing.
Right, like robots building cars.
Exactly. But now it's everywhere. Every industry.
So, what, like, it's helping us pick out better coffee now or
Yeah.
something?
Well, maybe. It's more about things like marketing, predicting customer trends, even those boring admin tasks. AI is changing how businesses work, giving them this edge. And this book, it dives into 5 main things managers need to know for the AI world.
5 key practices, kind of like future-proofing your skills, right?
Exactly. But before we get into all that, let's start basic. The book asks these 3 questions, says every employee should know the answers. Even I was stumped by a couple.
Oh, you're going to quiz us now.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
Well, they phrase it like, what is AI? What's it good at? And what should AI never do? And get this, they use the example of like your music streaming app.
Spotify, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like how it recommends songs you might like. That's AI at work. It's using what's called machine learning. It's looking at tons of data, your listening history, and then making a guess about what you'd enjoy.
So instead of a human DJ, it's like an AI DJ with, what, millions of songs to pick from?
Exactly. And it's not just music. Imagine that same power applied to, say, how customers behave, what's trending in the market, even risks in your supply chain, right? It's like having this superpowered assistant sifting through info, spotting things we miss.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just making playlists, although mine could use some help. What else is AI really good at?
Think about all those tasks that make you want to scream. Expense reports, data entry, all that. AI eats that stuff up, it automates it. No more robot intern who messes up your coffee order.
Sign me up. Okay, but what about those things AI should never do? Where do we draw the line? So it's not about handing over the reins completely.
Yeah.
We're not just going to let AI run wild, right?
Right, exactly. The book makes a big point of saying AI, it's great at processing, making predictions, all that, but it shouldn't replace human judgment, especially when it comes to like ethics, those big decisions that need gut feeling and a human touch.
Yeah, like it's a tool to make us better at our jobs, not to do our jobs for us.
Exactly. We have to know the limits, human oversight. That's key.
So we talked about what AI is, how it analyzes stuff, helps us work smarter. But what about the different kinds of AI? It's not all the same, right?
You're right. It's not all one big blob of artificial intelligence. The book, it actually breaks it down into 3 main categories. You've got robotic process automation, cognitive insight, and then cognitive engagement.
Okay, so robotic process automation, that sounds pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Is that like robots are going to take over our desks?
Well, not taking over, but remember those soul-crushing tasks, inputting data, making reports, even those spreadsheets from hell. RPA, that's what it's good at, takes those over so we can do the interesting stuff.
Okay, yeah, the strategic creative stuff that doesn't make you want to bang my head on the desk. I like where this is going. What about those other two, though? Cognitive, whatever.
So cognitive insight, think of it as like your data whisperer. It can analyze huge amounts of information, way more than any human could, and it finds those hidden patterns, predicts what's coming next.
So if I were trying to, say, I don't know, solve a crime, cognitive insight would be like dot facial recognition software that analyzes a million hours of footage, helps me find the bad guy.
Exactly. But instead of crimes, think like a marketing team trying to understand their customers, what makes them tick. Cognitive insight can look at all their data, purchases, website visits, even social media, and find what matters.
Whoa, so it's like getting inside the customer's head, but without all the creepy mind control stuff. What about that last one, cognitive engagement? That sounds kind of intense.
This is where AI gets up close and personal. It's about using AI to interact with people, but in a natural way, like chatbots that actually understand what you're asking or virtual assistants that learn what you like.
Okay, so not those chatbots that make you want to scream operator
Yeah.
at the computer.
Yeah.
Been there.
No, those are like the awkward teenager version of cognitive engagement. We're talking about making it seamless, easy. Imagine a chatbot that not only answers your questions, but it remembers your history, your preferences, even anticipates what you might need.
Okay, now that would be helpful, both for businesses and for shoppers like me who get frustrated easily.
Right.
So if I'm in a meeting now, someone throws out deep learning like it's nothing, I could be all, ah, yes, that falls under cognitive insight, am I right?
Exactly. See, you're fluent in AI now. But here's the thing, just knowing the types of AI, that's step one. This book, it goes way deeper. It's about what you do with this stuff.
And that's where things can get tricky. It's easy to get excited about the possibilities and forget that AI, it's still a tool. It needs a purpose. So how do we figure out the right way to use it? How do we find those good projects?
You're hitting on a big point. Lots of businesses, they get so caught up in the hype, they jump into AI without a plan. And that's where this book, it gives you this great tool, the AI canvas.
Okay, an AI canvas. Is that like a treasure map for finding the best AI projects?
It's more like a blueprint, but yeah, it gives you the structured way to brainstorm, evaluate, refine your AI ideas. The book says you got to start with the end in mind. What are you trying to predict? What business problem are you solving?
Predict. Like
Mm.
predict if a customer is going to ditch us for the competition or if that new product's going to be a flop.
Exactly. The AI canvas, it asks you questions, helps you figure out that prediction, what data you need, even the potential problems. There's this great example in the book about a security alarm company.
Security alarms. Okay, now we're talking my language. Mine goes off if the wind changes direction.
Yeah.
What's the AI angle?
So instead of your alarm going off every time a moth flies by, it could actually tell if there's a real threat.
Okay, so less false alarms, more actual security. How, though?
Hmm.
Does it, like, recognize faces or something?
That's the idea. It's about using data to make smarter predictions. And the AI canvas, it helps you think through all that, what data you need, what you'll do based on what the AI tells you, even how you measure success.
Gotcha. So it's not just about the tech, it's about the strategy, too.
Exactly, making AI actually useful, not just a fancy gadget.
Okay, I'm sold on the AI canvas. But I gotta be honest, there's still this little part of me that's like, is a robot gonna take my job?
It's a common fear, for sure, but this book, it actually flips the script on that.
Oh, how so?
It's not humans versus robots, it's humans plus robots. They call it collaborative intelligence. Like, we can do amazing things if we work together.
Okay, so like a superhero team up. Humans with the creativity, AI with the data power.
Exactly. They even give this example from Mercedes-Benz. You know how the S-Class, it's super customizable? Each one's unique.
Yeah, so it must be a nightmare to actually manufacture.
Right. So instead of just replacing people with robots, which wouldn't work for something that custom, they brought in these AI-powered cobots.
Cobots, like Dart robot coworkers.
Basically, they do the heavy lifting, the repetitive stuff, things that are tough for humans or just plain boring.
And that frees up the human workers to do the more specialized stuff, right?
Right.
Where you need that human touch.
Exactly. It's more efficient, more flexible, and the workers are happier because they're doing the more engaging parts of their jobs.
That's really cool. So it's like the robots are taking the robot out of the job, letting the humans be more about human. But even with all this, some people still be worried, right? AI changing the job landscape.
Oh, absolutely. It's natural to fear what we don't know. But this book, it does a nice job of laying out how AI will likely integrate into the workplace. They talk about AI onboarding, these 4 phases.
4 phases. So how does AI go from like helpful tool to actual teammate?
It's a process, right? So phase one, it's AI as the assistant. Think those helpful tools like automating those soul-sucking tasks, scheduling meetings, all that.
So like having a super efficient personal assistant, but they never take a coffee break.
Exactly. Then phase two, AI steps up to being more of a guardian. Think monitoring systems, catching problems before they become huge issues.
Oh, so like giving you a heads up that your marketing campaign's about to go viral, but for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. Then phase three, AI becomes more of a mentor, giving you personalized insights, recommendations, that kind of thing.
It's like having your own personal career coach, but instead of yelling at you to run faster, they're analyzing spreadsheets and giving you productivity tips.
That's the idea. It's about empowering us, not replacing us. And then finally, phase four, we reach that collaborative intelligence AI as a teammate, working with us, each bringing their A game to the table.
Wow, hearing those 4 phases makes it seem a lot less scary. Like it's not this sudden takeover, it's this gradual evolution of how we work.
Exactly. And the book stresses that through all of this, we're in control. We set the goals, make the big decisions. AI helps us get there.
This has been amazing. We went from AI feeling like this big mystery to something I can actually understand, even get excited about.
It's about being open to it, right?
Right.
Because this is the future of how we work, live, all of it.
For sure. So to our listeners, if you want the full deep dive, check out the Harvard Business Review Guide to AI Basics for Managers. It's full of great stuff, and it'll change how you see the future. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.